What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Concert Diaries. For this episode, I'm going to be discussing my Warped Tour 2016 experience. First of all, you guys know that I was planning on going with my friend Maddie. We did a video talking about some songs you should listen to get pumped up for Warped Tour. But sadly, she got like super sick and couldn't make it to Warped Tour. I felt so bad. So I actually ended up going with my old roommate Shelby, who was a really good friend of mine for a long time. We decided to go together. We went with one of her friends, Shane. Let's talk about this lineup. It was absolutely stacked. I was so stressed out about, like different sets overlapping and like who am I gonna see, it's gonna be so hectic. As soon as we walk in the doors, I had to buy one of these schedules because I'm not gonna fuck around with that big blow up sign thing. I figured it was worth the $2 to get this schedule because there are just so many bands that I wanted to see. And the very first band we actually ended up seeing was Real Friends. I think they played at 12, and Shelby's a really huge fan of them. I'm not super into them as much. I like a couple songs by them, but they're not like one of my favorites. I wasn't necessarily planning on seeing them unless I had nothing else to do, which that was the case. There was no one else I needed to see in that time frame, so I went ahead and caught their set. I didn't actually film any of their set though, so I apologize for that, but they sounded good. I feel like the crowd wasn't as energetic and fun as usual, but it was still kind of early, I guess, so that's probably why. Right after that, I went over to see Broadside at the Full Sail stage, and if you guys don't know Broadside, they're an up-and-coming pop-punk band. They're absolutely phenomenal live. Like, I had so much fun with their set. I was really enjoying it, singing along. There wasn't a huge crowd, but I feel like that's going to change after Warped Tour. I feel like they definitely are earning a lot of fans. Shelby said she really enjoyed them and she had never heard them or listened to them at all. Then at 1 o'clock, we went to go see one of my top priorities, which was Issues. They opened up with the Pokemon theme song. Like, what weirdos. They are so funny. They opened up with that, and then they just played a lot of their bigger songs. They did not play Flojo. They played The Realist instead. I voted for Flojo, but I just feel like that's a more funky, fun song to listen to live, and I really wanted to hear it, but everybody picked The Realist. So, whatever, it was still good. I can't remember their exact set list, but they played just like their biggest songs, like Never Lose Your Flames, Mad at Myself, Young and Dumb, and The Realist, and I don't even know what else. And I am so mad at myself because I did not get any good clips of Issues performing. Like, I got one sort of Never Lose Your Flames, but it kept going out of focus, and it's really shaky because I was trying to zoom in because I was so far back. And this is sort of where I was getting a little bit stressed because the other top priority of mine, Knuckle Puck, started at 1:25. Issues started at 1, so I had to leave like sort of at the end of Issues. I couldn't watch their entire set. They probably had 1 or 2 songs left when we left their set because I wanted to go see Knuckle Puck, and we actually made it there like just in time when they started playing. I didn't get down to the pit, but I was like right in front of the pit, so I could just kind of see everything. It was a little bit above everyone, so it was a really fantastic view, and it was such a pleasure to finally get to see them perform live. I saw them play Warped last year, just like a little bit of their set. I didn't get to see the whole thing, and I wasn't super familiar with their music at that time, but that's kind of how I became a fan of them. So this time around, I finally got to see their full set, and I just was singing along to every single word. It was a blast. That was probably my favorite set of the day because they're just so much fun live, and they sound really good. So here's a few clips from their set.
Everyone off your fucking feet! Everyone, she said, like that in the back of my head. Sing it over and over. He said, I'm just not cut for the weather. So took a wedding band to the drunken breath. I just can't keep you together. No good, no better. Don't be no good for the first song for this night.
played a good amount of songs. They played like the obvious ones like Disdain, Pretense, No Good. I think they played Untitled, they played Evergreen, and a couple other old ones. That was just amazing. Like, I just had so much fun watching them. So immediately after that, we were going to try and see the main. Shelby wanted to meet real friends because they were going to be in, I think it was the Full Sail tent, so we like went up to them, we met them real quick. She loves them, so we just did it. And I actually ran into a viewer who, like, she was in front of us in line, and she's like, "You look familiar, is your name Hannah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And that actually wasn't the first viewer that came up to me. There was a girl that came up a little bit earlier in the day. I was sort of near the Issues tent, and she recognized me, and we took a photo together. She was very sweet, very kind. And there were a couple other people that reached out to me like after Warped Tour saying that they saw me there, but they were too scared to go say hi, or they just didn't say hi. Come say hi to me. I don't bite. Like, it honestly makes my day when people recognize me. Like, that's the coolest thing ever. We kind of like missed the main for the most part. Like, I could hear them, but we didn't necessarily get to like, you know, really enjoy their set, which sucks. Right after that, we were walking by, and the next band we wanted to see was The Story So Far, which were at 3 p.m. But we had like 20 minutes to kill, so we were walking by, I think it was the Fearless tent, and we see Jared Alonji standing there, and there's a couple people, there's like a short line of people like that want to go up and meet him and stuff. I was like, oh, why don't we just get a picture with him and say hey? So I went up to him, we got a picture with him. He was really nice. I asked him for a little request. I was like, can you like give a shout out to my boyfriend? He's a YouTuber, John from ARTV. He instantly like knew who I was talking about, I think, and this is actually something he said.
Hey, wait.
You know him.
Is it the orange hair?
I don't know.
And he talks weird?
He does not talk weird.
That made me laugh so hard. Like, and he doesn't have orange hair. I don't think he talks weird. He knew who I was talking about though, so I had him like record a little video to John, and of course he mispronounced his name. And if you guys missed my tweet, here's the special message.
Hey, Jan Compton. I've been watching your YouTube videos. Not gonna lie, they kind of suck. I appreciate that one album review, but aside from that, it's a little lackluster. Could kind of hone in, especially with the scripting. Just do altogether a better job. I'm just thoroughly unimpressed, as is everyone else on this tour. So yeah, I'm just very disappointed.
I was dying laughing while he was recording that with my phone. And once I tweeted it, Jared of course retweeted it, and it got like a lot of favorites, and I don't know, it just made me laugh. John thought it was so funny. Like, that's just crazy. I'm so glad I asked him to do that because it was really fucking cool. But for The Story So Far, we weren't that close, but we weren't that far. We were just kind of off to the side a little bit. We had a decent view, like I could see okay. And this is one of the bands that I wanted to see the most because I had missed them the last time they played Warped Tour, and I really enjoy their live set. Like, they just have a lot of fun, and people go crazy crowd surfing and just get so hyped. But they came on and they played like most of their big songs, just like every band on Warped Tour. They're gonna play like some of their bigger songs. They played, I think, 2 or 3 new ones. I think they played Heavy Gloom, Nerve, and maybe Solo. I can't remember. They played Things I Can't Change, obviously Quicksand, Rome, High Regard, all those ones, Empty Space. And I think that was probably it. I think they played about 8 songs actually, because they have shorter songs. Story So Far were awesome, and by this point though I was like dying. Thankfully we had like a little bit of time right after The Story So Far, and we were planning on going to eat lunch and get our waters and whatever. And this is where things went wrong. Now, I'm not blaming Warped Tour. Obviously this is the venue's fault, but we waited in line for food for like fucking chicken fingers. Like, I just want to eat something so I don't die the rest of the day. I'm not even exaggerating. The line took over 2 hours, and that was just absolute bullshit. Like, I am giving them a negative review, like this venue, for that, because there's no reason you should have to wait over 2 hours to fucking eat a shitty meal in the first place that costs $12 that's not even worth it. Like, everyone there was so pissed. And I had to miss Mayday Parade. Like, I didn't need to see them, but I was planning on it because Shelby's a big fan. But we were both standing in line, and I was like, dude, you can go watch them, and by the time you come back, hopefully we'll have food. She went and saw them at 5 p.m., saw their whole set, came back, and we still had to wait like another 20-30 minutes. So we finally fucking ate food, and I had to get more water because I had drank my whole other one waiting in line. And then we had just enough time to go see State Champs, which is another big band that I wanted to see. And we were kind of in the very back of that crowd because we got there late from eating, but they sounded so good. Like, honestly, that was probably one of my favorite sets of the day. State Champs are amazing performers. Like, I'm so proud of them because the last time they played Warped Tour, they had like a fraction of the crowd that they have now, and now they're definitely one of the biggest bands on Warped Tour and in this scene. So it's just really awesome to see them, you know, grow so big and so quickly. But they sounded amazing. The next band we were planning on seeing was Secrets, but we had about an hour before that though, with like no one we needed to see, so we decided to head back over to the amphitheater and just kind of sit in seats for a little bit and like chill, because we had been standing in line for the last like 2 hours in the hot sun and it was cooler in there, so we wanted to take a break, and I was so burnt out from the sun. And while we were in there, like, this band called the Airs were playing. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like Heirs. So they were playing, and I had never heard of them. I didn't even know who they were, but they were just playing on the Poseidon stage. They had a little crowd, like not big at all. Like, I felt really bad because they had a ton of energy, and they were very positive performers, just a lot of fun to watch. And I didn't know any of their music before, obviously, but I'll tell you guys right now, you need to go check out this band. There's two vocalists, like the male and female, they both kind of switch off in a lot of these songs, which makes it really interesting and a lot of fun to listen to. Go listen to their song Alright Good Night. It is so good. But if you guys are into like Walk the Moon, Vinyl Theater, Magic Man, all those type of bands, you'd like them, I think. Definitely go give them a listen. They are so freaking good, and I'm sorry because I didn't get any footage of their set. I thought about it, but I just didn't, but I wish I had because I really, really like them now. And that's what I love about Warped Tour, you know, you get to see these new bands that you don't think you're even gonna like, and you end up loving them. They're like a pop punk band, but they have a lot of like electronic things in their songs. It's a little bit different, and I had listened to them a little bit before this, and I was planning on maybe seeing them if I had the time to, and that's pretty much what happened. They sounded pretty good. Make sure you check them out if you like what you hear from the following clip. Next, was Secrets on the Poseidon stage, so we walked over to that pit. And I'm like a casual fan of Secrets. I like a handful of their songs. Shelby's a pretty big fan of them, so we wanted to see them for sure. This was one of the most fun sets of the day because the pit was like kind of small, but like everyone down there was having a blast. Like there were people moshing, people just like jumping up and down, going crazy, and I was one of those, and I really enjoyed it. I guess they're considered like a metalcore band. I would definitely recommend you guys check them out. They do have a lot of softer songs too, so if you're not into like the screaming stuff, definitely just give them a chance. Their new record is really good. I like a lot of songs from that. And then we decided to head back over to see Sleeping with Sirens, which was going to be the last set of the day before we get to go home. We're like in the very back of the pit, like not close whatsoever. I think I filmed like one clip of them. But I mean, honestly, they did sound pretty good. I've heard they're using like backing tracks though, so that's probably why. I saw pretty much all of the big bands that I really wanted to see, like all my priorities, which was awesome. Oh, also, I forgot to say, on the way to Sleeping with Sirens, we kind of caught a little bit of Like Pacific, who I wanted to see so bad. They are so underrated. They're a really great pop punk band. Go listen to them right now. But I like kind of jammed along to one or two songs, just kind of walking by, because Shelby was talking to someone and I was just kind of in the very back of their crowd, just like vibing to it. But all in all, it was an awesome Warped Tour. Now let me go ahead and get on to this giveaway real quick. I'm actually going to be giving away 2 posters from an AP magazine issue. So a good friend of mine who I've known like through Twitter and like Fall Out Boy fan base for a little while now, like a couple years actually. She's hooking you guys up with the Dan from Real Friends poster and Austin from Water Parks poster. So I'll pick 2 winners. All you have to do is leave a comment down below on this video telling me which one you want, and I will pick a winner this upcoming weekend, and I'll get those sent out to you guys ASAP. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my Warped Tour 2016 experience. Sadly, I will not be able to attend the one in Ohio, but I hope you guys have a great Warped Tour if you're going this year. Leave a comment down below letting me know your experience. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these concert diaries, if you want to hear some more. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.